In the heart of an abandoned village, shrouded in mist and silence, stood the crumbling remains of an ancient manor, its windows like dark empty eyes watching the world decay. The villagers had long fled, whispering tales of a blood-sucking vampire that roamed the night, preying on the unwary. Yet one curious soul, a young woman named Ilara, found herself drawn to the eerie beauty of the manor, despite the warnings. It was a night thick with fog, the kind that wrapped around her like a shroud, muffling her footsteps as she approached the manor's heavy wooden door. She hesitated, the air cold against her skin, but a strange compulsion urged her forward. With a creak that echoed like a scream, the door swung open, revealing a grand hall, dust motes swirling in the dim moonlight that filtered through shattered windows. Inside, the air was stale, tinged with the scent of decay. Ilara stepped cautiously, the floorboards groaning beneath her weight. Shadows danced along the walls, twisting and contorting, as if alive. She could almost hear the whispers of the damned, the mournful echoes of those who had met a gruesome fate within these walls. As she ventured deeper, a chill prickled at her spine. A flicker of movement caught her eye, a figure flitting past the edge of her vision. Heart racing, she pressed on, each step a battle against the primal urge to flee. In the grand parlor, she found an ancient mirror, its surface cracked and tarnished. But as she gazed into it, the reflection that stared back was not her own. Instead, a pale, gaunt face emerged, framed by dark, flowing hair and adorned with sharp, predatory fangs glinting in the dim light. "Welcome, dear Ilara," the figure hissed, its voice smooth as silk but laced with venom. "You have come seeking what others have lost. Life, excitement, perhaps even death." Ilara stumbled back, heart pounding, but the vampire stepped forward with an unnatural grace, eyes glowing like embers in the dark. "Fear not," it cooed, an unsettling smile spreading across its lips. "I promise you a taste of eternity." The room began to spin, shadows closing in as Ilara fought to regain her composure. "What do you want from me?" she gasped, backing away toward the door. "To join me," it replied, voice dripping with temptation. "To share in the beauty of the night, the thrill of the hunt. Imagine the power, the freedom." With each word, the air thickened, wrapping around Ilara like a serpent. The promise of immortality was intoxicating, but beneath her terror, a flicker of curiosity ignited. She felt the pull of the darkness, the allure of the unknown. But then, she remembered the tales, the hollow eyes of villagers, the bloodied remains, the cries of the lost. She shook her head, desperation clawing at her heart. "No, I refuse." In a flash, the vampire lunged, teeth bared, hunger radiating from its very being. Ilara spun, adrenaline surging as she dashed through the parlor, the sound of her heartbeat drowning out the whispers of the damned. She burst through the door, stumbling into the moonlit night, the mist swirling around her like a tempest. Behind her, the vampire's laughter echoed, chilling and sinister. "You cannot escape your fate, Ilara. The night will always call to you." As she ran through the village, the fog enveloped her, hiding the horrors of the manor from view. But she could feel the vampire's presence, a shadow lurking just beyond her reach, waiting for the moment she would tire, waiting for the night she would return. And in that moment, as she fled into the darkness, Ilara realized the true horror of her encounter. The vampire was not just a monster lurking in the shadows, but a reflection of her deepest desires, a reminder that the darkness was always a heartbeat away, whispering promises that could lead her to ruin.